Hello everyone. Our today's topic is lung. This is the first lecture on the lung. You know that lungs are respiratory organs and they are two in number, right lung and left lung. Each lung is enclosed by pleural sacs. Each lung is enclosed by pleural sac and lungs are separated from one another by means of mediastinum. Lungs are separated from one another by means of mediastinum. Now, see, this is the figure of the right lung and this is the figure of the left lung. Lung is conical in shape. Lung is conical in shape. Color of the lung. Color of the lung at the time of birth is rose pink in color. So lung are rose pink in color at the time of birth. But in adult, the color of the lung is black. In adult, the color of lung is black because collection of the carbon particle in the lung. Collection of carbon particle in the lung. Now, weight of the lung. Right lung is heavier than the left lung. Right lung is heavier than the left lung. Weight of the right lung is 625 gram. Weight of the right lung is 625 gram and weight of the left lung is 565 gram. So right lung is 625 weight gram and left lung is 565 gram. It means that right lung is about 50 gram weight, it is heavier than the left lung. Right lung is about 50 gram heavier than the left lung. Now part of the lung. Each lung is conical in shape. So naturally, lung having a one base, one apex, three border and two surfaces. Lung having a base, apex, three border and two surfaces. See, this is the right lung. So upper narrow part of the right lung, it is called apex of the lung. It is called apex of the lung. And this is the base of the lung. Base of the lung is concave. Base of the lung is concave. So this is the apex of the left lung and this is the base of the left lung. Lung having a three border. See, this border is the anterior border of the right lung and this is the anterior border of the left lung. This is the posterior border of the right lung and this is the posterior border of left lung. And the border which surround the base, this border, it is called inferior border. So here this is the inferior border of left lung. So anterior border, posterior border and inferior border. And base and apex. Lung having a two surfaces. One medial surface and one lateral surface. Lateral surface is also called costal surface. Lateral surface is also called costal surface. See in this diagram, this is the medial surface of the right lung and this is the medial surface of left lung. And opposite to this surface, it is called lateral surface or it is also called costal surface. It is also called costal surface. So total part of the lung, one base, one apex, three border, anterior, posterior, inferior and two surfaces, medial and lateral. Lateral surface is also called costal surface. Now we see this part in details. See here this diagram. You are familiar with diagram. This is the manubrium sterni and this is the part of the body of sternum. And this is the first thorax, body of first thoracic vertebrae. And this is the upper surface of body of first thoracic vertebrae. This is the first rib and this is the costal cartilage of first rib. So this is the figure of half of the inlet of thorax. Half of the inlet of thorax. Now rib having a two border, outer border and inner border. So in the inlet of thorax, the upper border of sternum is very low level and upper surface of the first thoracic vertebrae is higher level. So in this diagram, see, this is the apex of the lung. This is the visceral pleura which cover the apex, and this is the cervical pleura cover the apex. So visceral pleura, cervical pleura. This is the tubercle of the first rib. So naturally this is the neck of first rib. And in front of the neck of first rib, the four structures are running vertically downward. So apex, it is a upper narrow part of the lung, it is called apex. Apex situated in the inlet of thorax. If you see the apex from the front, due to the inclined position of the inlet of thorax, when we see it from front, it is lying about 4 centimeter higher level than the inner border of first rib. It is lying about 4 centimeter higher level than the inner border of first rib, or it is lying 2.5 centimeter above the medial 1/3 of clavicle. So apex is a narrow part of the lung. From front, if you see, it is lying about 4 centimeter above the inner border of first rib, or 2.5 centimeter above the medial 1/3 of clavicle. But we see the apex of lung posteriorly. Posteriorly, apex of lung is only extend up to the neck of the rib. It is not lying above the neck of it. So here the apex is related to four structures which are running in front of the neck of the rib, neck of the first rib, and these four structures, they are here 1, 2, 3 and 4. First structure, most medial structure, it is called sympathetic trunk. Lateral to it, first posterior intercostal vein. Lateral to it, superior intercostal artery, and lateral to it, first thoracic nerve. Post structure, sympathetic trunk, then first posterior intercostal vein, then superior intercostal artery, and then first thoracic nerve. Now this apex is covered by cervical pleura. And outside the cervical pleura, the apex is covered by a membrane, and this membrane is called suprapleural membrane. At the time of inlet of thorax, I told you about the suprapleural membrane. It is also known as the Simpson fascia or diaphragm of inlet of thorax. Again, apex of the lung, it is a upper narrow part of the lung. It is situated in the inlet of thorax. Due to the inclined position of inlet of thorax, when we see the apex from front, it is lying about 4 centimeter above the first rib, inner border of first rib, or 2.5 centimeter above the medial 1/3 of clavicle. And posteriorly, it is extend up to the neck of the first rib. And here it is related to four structure from medial to lateral side: sympathetic trunk, first posterior intercostal vein, superior intercostal artery, and the first thoracic nerve. The apex is covered by cervical pleura, and outside the cervical, superficial to cervical pleura, it is covered by suprapleural membrane. It is also called Simpson fascia or diaphragm of inlet of thorax. Now we come to the base of the lung. See, this is the base of the lung. This is the base of left lung. This is base of right lung. And base is surrounded by inferior. For base of the lung, see this figure. This is the vertical section of thorax. This is the lateral wall of thorax. This is the other lateral wall of thorax. And this is the diaphragm muscle. Now this is the one pleural sac, and this is the other pleural sac. In between two, this is the mediastinum. Now below the diaphragm, in the abdomen, this is the liver. and divided into two lobes. Right lobe is larger and left lobe is smaller. Left to the liver, this is the stomach. Upper part of stomach is called fundus of stomach. And left to stomach, this is the spleen. Now, in the pleural sac, this white area is the lung. White area is the lung. So this is the apex of the lung and this is the base of the lung. Now this is the parietal pleura outer layer. It is divisible into four parts: mediastinal pleura, cervical pleura, postal pleura, and diaphragmatic pleura. So base of the lung is concave. Why it is concave? Because base of the lung is rest on diaphragm muscle. Diaphragm muscle having a three parts. Central part of diaphragm muscle is flat. Central part of diaphragm muscle is flat. And in two lateral parts, they are convex. And this convex part, it is called dome of diaphragm. It is called dome of diaphragm. One is called right dome of diaphragm, other called left dome of diaphragm. So diaphragm, part of diaphragm, central part is flat, and lateral to it two dome of diaphragm, and each dome is convex. Now the right lung is rest on the right dome of diaphragm, left lung is rest on the left dome of diaphragm. So the dome of the diaphragm is convex. To adapt the convexity of the dome of diaphragm, the base of the lung is concave. Base of the lung is concave. So this is the base of the right lung, this is the base of left lung. And this is the diaphragmatic pleura of right side, this is diaphragmatic pleura of left side. So base of the lung, it is a concave. It is surrounded by inferior border. Base of the right lung is rest on the right dome of diaphragm. Base of the left lung is situated on the left dome of diaphragm. So below the base of the right lung, here there is a right lobe of liver. So base of the lung, it is related to right lobe of liver. But between the base of the lung and right lobe of liver, there are two structures. One is the right dome of diaphragm and second is the right diaphragmatic pleura. So base of the lung is concave. It is surrounded by inferior border. It is rest on the right dome of diaphragm. Here the base of the right lung is related to right lobe of liver and is separate from the right lobe of liver from the right dome right dome of diaphragm and right diaphragmatic pleura. Now this is the base of the left lung. So base of the left lung, it is rest on the left dome of diaphragm. Left dome of diaphragm, and it is related to left lobe of liver, upper part of the stomach, that is called fundus of stomach, and the spleen. So base of the left lung, it is related to left lobe of liver, fundus of stomach, and the spleen is separated from this whole structure by means of the left dome of diaphragm and left diaphragmatic pleura. By means of left dome of diaphragm and left diaphragmatic pleura. Now we come to the border. So, see, this is the anterior border of right lung and this is the anterior border of left lung. So anterior border is thin. Anterior border is thin and it extending from apex to the base. It extending from apex to base. So anterior border is thin, extend from apex to base. Similarly, anterior border of left lung is thin. It is also extend from apex to the base. But in lower part, anterior border of the left lung having a notch, and this notch, it is called cardiac notch. This notch is called cardiac notch, and below the cardiac notch there is a tongue shape projection, and this tongue shape projection, it is called lingula. So this cardiac notch and lingula, they are absent on the anterior border of the right lung. Now this is the posterior border of right lung, this is the posterior border of left lung. So posterior border of both the lung are extending from apex to the base. posterior border is thick and it longer than the anterior border. So posterior border is thick, it is longer than the anterior border, it's extending from apex to the base. Extending from apex to the base. Now this is the inferior border, and inferior border of its lung. It is a thin and sharp. It is a thin and sharp, and it surrounds the base of the lung. It surrounds the base of the lung. Now lung having a two surfaces. This is the medial surface of the lung, and opposite surface, lateral surface of lung. So suppose this is the medial lung, suppose this is the lung, this is the medial surface, this is lateral surface. So naturally in between the lateral surface and medial surface there is a anterior border and posterior border, and below inferior border. So lateral surface is convex, it is also called costal surface, is separate from the medial surface by means of anterior border and posterior border, and is separate from the base by means of inferior border. Now lateral surface, it is here. So lateral surface, it is related to inner surface of the sternum, inner surface of costal cartilage, inner surface of the rib, and inner surface of the intercostal spaces. So costal surface or lateral surface related to inner surface of sternum, costal cartilage, rib, and intercostal spaces. How many ribs are related to the lateral surface or costal surface? For that, you know about the three lines. One line passes through the center of clavicle, it is called mid-clavicular line. Line passes through the center of axilla, it is called mid-axillary line. And line passes through the inferior angle of scapula, it is called mid-scapular line. So in mid-clavicular line, lung is extended up to 6 ribs. Lung is extended up to 6 ribs. It means that lateral surface in mid-clavicular line, it is related to upper 6 ribs. In mid-axillary line, lung is extended up to 8 ribs. So in mid-axillary line, lateral surface is related to upper 8 ribs. And mid-scapular line, lung is extended up to 10th rib. So in mid-scapular line, it is lateral surface is related to upper 10 rib. So 6, 8 and 10 rib in mid-clavicular line, mid-axillary line and mid-scapular line, they are come in the relation with the lateral surface. Now this is the medial surface of lung. Now detail about the medial surface of lung I will tell you in next lecture. Now today's topic is over.